Hello and welcome back to the ESA Cup. It's week 4, day 5, and we have a banger of a game for you tonight. It's Misclick versus Quintex, and it's going to be a pretty decisive game, to be honest. There was a couple of big games last night. EVO were able to beat Eagle Empire, and that has really mixed up the top of the bracket in terms of, well, the top of the group actually. The top 4 has kind of been rejigged a little bit. But we're going to crack on with this just because we have pretty much everybody ready to go a little bit earlier than what we thought. So we're all ready to go. I'll discuss the map ban very briefly. It's basically Bank, straightforward. Not surprised to see it. It's been played quite a lot this season and it's very much a best of one kind of type game. So not too surprised to see it getting played tonight. So we will get cracking though because everyone is ready to go and they're kind of shouting and screaming at me ready to get started and they want to get into the game and get started with it. Now there is a prediction in the chat. Feel free to hop into that and predict which team you would like to win this or think that they would win. On to the operator bans though. So we will have a look to see which operators will not be making the cut for this match. Just the one game as well tonight. There was supposed to be one earlier on. It had to get rescheduled though because one of the teams couldn't make it. That will be communicated on our social medias at some point when that is rescheduled. First ban though, Amaru. Not surprised to see Amaru because it is a map that does have quite a lot of windows that they can send in. It's not common that Amaru is actually banned though. So it's one of those ones where I'm not surprised to see because there is justification, but you don't see that often. Knock, most banned operator throughout this entire season, so that is genuinely not a shock to anybody, I don't think. Not being taken off the board there. Now, like I said, it is Quintex versus Team Misclick, and Team Misclick are starting us off on the attack. Of course, this is Bank, and this is a pretty big game actually because this is one that will decide This will decide if Misclick can start to pull away from the rest of the teams in this group. No, it's just me tonight, so I do apologise if I need to go quiet. A couple of bits and pieces that I need to do in the background. So yeah, if I go quiet just for a brief moment or two, it's just because I need to sort some stuff, and it's because it's just me hosting, spectating, production, the full boona tonight. So yeah, but I've done everything I need to do now, and we are gonna crack on with this game now. The bans, the last ban that came out there was Solus. And I'm not surprised to see Solus go. She's been banned in pretty much every single game so far this whole season. I think now, after last night, I think she'll be up to like 60-70% ban rate. And she just keeps getting banned. No one wants to have Solus on the board at all. Doesn't matter which team it is. They're always opting to get that operator banned away. Which I think we discussed it last night, me and Max, on the previous games. It's one of those ones where I don't actually think it's justified at the minute. Just because it's almost like a reactionary ban or like a safe kind of ban where people are just thinking, we'll ban Solus away because we know that she's new. She is quite strong. She is, I'm going to give her that. But at the same time, I've never seen any team actually utilise it. Like, to any ability. Of course, she never gets onto the board, so maybe there is something to fear because we don't actually know because she's very rarely ever in the mix. So it would be nice to see her at one point and actually get her on a map at some point. Mira as well being one of the core bans on Bank. Not surprised there to see Mira go. That'll be to prevent any hold in that red area downstairs in the basement, so that is not a surprise at all. Now, for those of you in chat that aren't aware, the glass that you can see just now that has the barcode is Larry, who is commonly on the roster. Unfortunately, just does not have access to their account, so we'll be playing on that one for the time being. So if you refer to them as Larry, then that is why. Though the early pressure comes from the windows, and they are, of course, on the top floor site inside of CEOs. Quintex on the defence. Conscale over and rotate round towards that main entrance and ATM's area. Gets the drones out to get the information that they need. You do have Tranks at the top of that staircase, so that will have to be dealt with. Fago, though, is the first one to fall down. It does get down, but not quite out yet. And it's the glass to hold the long angle. Is the one to finally get the kill and gets the finish on there. But look, an arm is spotted on quite a bit of damage onto Fabian there inside of the janitor area. Now, going for that revive, trying to get the player up off of the floor. And it is holding this long angle has been able to get all the way up to square and in towards that wall that is left half open. And this is one I've seen as well, quite commonly played. Konski though is dealt with on the other side, and a swing comes out from Iz, who finds a double kill on the round. That's the player and Janet are dealt with. That's a smoke all but gone. And look at this from Fabian though, ready for it, waiting for Iz to come through that doorway and finds the headshot. Now 3 versus 3 situation, and the defenders will at least feel a little bit uncomfortable with that result. Now glass on the window still, of course, being able to see through the smoke. So but the Incandela though is going to prevent them from seeing though. Pizza going for the plant, and the coverage though is there, but from below the C4 rises and finds Pizza. Tranks is the one with that from below, and Solo now left with it to do with their partner in crime, Glass. Rotates towards the roof in that skylight area now to try and see if they can find anyone moving around that area out towards the square. But that will not be happening, as all 3 members are inside of sight for Quintex now, and the Glass of Misclick has to get up onto the door here. Has, of course, the secondary in hand, and I think it's the Baron, if I remember rightly. Yes, it is the Baron that Glass has now, and it's not quite often I actually see Glass played, so we'll see if they can conjure something magical up here. But Wamai's not looking the right way, and Fabian's dealt with inside of Janitor. Now it's a 2 versus 2 situation, but they'll know where the Glass is, and Solo takes a massive amount of damage though, but finds it down onto Tranks, and it's technically a 1 versus 2, but there's now a 1 versus... well, no, I was going to say it's a 1 versus 1, but no, Solo's able to get the kill on to the final member of Quintex inside of that CEO office in Trump area. First round goes towards Misclick on their attack on Bank.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
This time, let's change the site. We're going to the bottom floor. Of course, not going to retry the top floor. Instead, just going to go for that rotation. Don't fancy giving it a rerun on that CEO office. Instead, bringing us down to the bottom floor, which is, of course, one of the more common sites. It's usually a juggle between the top floor and the bottom floor that we see on Bank, and then they usually fill in the middle if they do tend to win those sites. Usually, then we'll see the tertiary sites in the forms of that archives or the open area. But some teams like to play those ones in the middle. Of course, it gives you options either way. With the basement one, it only gives you that roam on the top floor. Can't do anything below, of course, because it is the bottom floor. Whereas obviously open area and archives, anything in the middle of the map, you can go either below or above. But for this one, we're on the bottom floor. We are firmly wedged in towards that vault area with Fago and Fabian. One more player rounding out the players inside the site. That's UK on top, and a little bit of a roam game coming out here from Honor here. I don't know if that's Honor or Oner. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll go with Honor just now. The buck, though, of Misclick, though, is getting in towards that square area. It opens up the angle towards the top of the blue stairs. Knows that there's a shield there. Pings it out to their teammates, so someone will have to arrive and deal with that. They do have nades in the form of the Ayana, so they have something to deal with that should they require that. Now, there is a Monty on site. Konski is the one that is operating that operator, and it's coming through towards that main lobby area. It looks as though they were going to go for that main stairs push, but instead they've opted to change things around a bit. There is no roam presence at the moment. There's 4 members kind of near site. I say there's 3 members inside the site. You've got Trunks though all the way in towards the garage area. Not too surprised to see the Echo in that position at the moment. Pizza doing a little bit of work here to open up these hatches to make sure that they have the option should they need it late round. Does have the drone in hands. They'll just try to find the information. We'll surely have spotted that Echo on his drone inside of garage, and the call will come out, and surely someone is going to be guided towards that kill as Solo moves down the main staircase. Knows there's going to be at least one at the bottom of this staircase. Fabian though holding on to that elevator area just now at this moment in time, and it looks as though Konski's going to be the one to face up towards Trunks there, but a couple of shots are peppered out towards him, and nothing to great effect on either side though. The Monty's still trying to find the shots, and also Trunks trading blows back and forward. Over the first pick will go towards Iz, who finds the shot onto UK through the hatch, and will now look to get the drop in towards that vault area and get the control they need in this area to get the pushed on. Young Candelo's singing out there, and now we'll put the pressure onto Trunks, who's playing inside of Garage still, and still alive. Solo, those going for the plant now, and round and ring, and Ring of Rosies around at the... I think it's a bank van, if I call it rightly, yeah? I'm not 100% sure. Pizza gets down though. The plant is now re-attempted though, and it's now suddenly it's a 1 versus 4, and it's Trunks left with the ult to do. Konski's managed to run him around enough to waste so much time that no one's even noticed what's happened inside the site. But Trunks now will be feeling the pressure from every single which way because the plant is down, and everyone will just be trying to pad out the stats though. He manages to get a couple shots onto Diana though, and eventually the pistol will come out. But look at this, the drop shot comes out, lands a shot onto Konski and deals with him in solo with the final shot onto Trunks. And that will be that for that attack on basement. Misclick go 2 rounds clear after attacking both the CEO office and the basement office. This time they're going to go and defend the CEO office again. See if they can rehash this and change things up and potentially get themselves a result this time. The Monty though, still coming along for the ride in the hands of Konski. So, we'll see what they can put out for that. It didn't quite go the way that you would expect in terms of they would usually see that Monty coming through dirt and pushing in towards getting that plant towards CC, but instead they used it to actually distract the Echo for long enough time for it to... There was no denial on the plan. The rest of the team got aggressive inside the site, picked off the rest of the team, and that resulted in a 1 versus 1 situation with the Monty and the Echo. For a long while they went round and round that van, and eventually the Monty was dealt with at least. But Trunks was there to finish it off.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Attackers are moving.
Looks like a very similar setup to the last time. You can see the bandit charge has been placed on the wall towards the top of that banana staircase, and also out towards the stock area as well. The shield that gets placed down here. Very common shielding setup out towards that stock area. Solo onto the rappel just now, trying to find an angle all the way through towards the janitor closet. We'll be able to find the angle, so you'll see that's a very common when it gets played. You can see it's a nice angle. Finds the shot in towards the janitor area, but there's no one to peek in towards that at the moment in time. Fago's just playing safe on the reinforcement at this moment. Now Pizza gets up onto the rappel, peppers in a couple of shots just to try and bait out anyone that could be potentially playing in towards that CEO area. Now, UK though has rotated in towards lobby. Are they aware of the fact that the Ying is directly above them? I don't think they are, but Konski's there for the pinch anyway, and Konski finds it from the other side. That's UK dealt with, and the control of lobby is at least established. Look at the yellow ping though coming out. The information is being fed towards Konski, and now they're going to see if they can bite right onto that, because Azami is prone and lying there just in wait for anything to happen. I don't think they're aware of the fact that they are being yellow pinged and that the information is being fed back to the team of Misclick, and now they're going to have to move out. But no, they're able to get out without so much as a scratch. I don't think Konski was aware of the fact that they were actually thinking about moving out towards that area. Now Fabian under a little bit of pressure now as if the swing starts to come out towards Janitor, and it's Fago as well to take a little bit of pressure though. But look at this though, not paying attention. Iz though is able to get a freebie onto Fabian, and the plant is going down though. Another double comes out for Iz, who pushes in towards Janitor and finds Fago lying on the ground, and that is just a 1 versus 5 now. But there is someone on rappel and does see a head there, but Konski is the one to find it first, and it's a flawless round to come out for Team Misclick, who take 3 rounds in a row. Now, should we discuss the prediction a little bit? It's a little bit one-sided, not gonna lie. So just a teeny tiny bit one-sided. 59,000 channel points. I was gonna say match points here, but channel points have been put on the Misclick there. So there's quite a bit of faith put in the Misclick here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Securing the wall!
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Okay, a little bit of a roll pick coming out. Oh, the Oryx. Getting a little bit of action and the hands of UK. We'll be allowed to move around the map and allowed to try and put some pressure on the attackers as they move around and at least make them think about things. Now, they've changed the sites, of course. They've managed to lose basement and CEO office, which they've lost twice. So they've had to change things up. They're opting not to try those sites again. They're going to go for one of the middle ones. But look at the rush coming through from Team Misclick, and it looks as though that is exactly what's going to happen here. If the first one's down, is going to be finding it, and a second one this time for Larry, and they pushed all the way in towards the staff room. And look at the quick execute that just comes out from Team Misclick, though, and they're going to have to hurry back to site, though. But surely someone's holding on to this double door, though. They are aware of it. Konski's to find it with the pistol in hand. They've brought the Monty every single round now since that first round, and the push comes through towards. It's actually not the Monty, it's a Blitz actually in hand. It's so quick they don't even get to see who is behind that, and now Solo, though, to get the final shot. And Team Misclick with a quick execute and a quick rush find that fourth round. In terms of the groups, this is how things are shaping up at the moment in time. Team Misclick are on 9 points. E-Wave are also on 9 points. Eagle Empire on 9 points as well. Entropy on 7 points. Quintex on 4 points, Stark on 2, Royal on 2, and a Void on 0. Now, of course, Eagle Empire, they lost last night for the first time. So they dropped some points to E-Wave, who were able to bring themselves up into the 9-point area, and they're actually second now in the group. Team Misclick, though, if they win this one, they will pull ahead of the rest of the pack, and they'll be all but qualified. I think mathematically they actually might be for the... let's just work it out just now, because there's 3 games left. So... not yet. One more. So if they win tonight, they'll not quite be mathematically. It's next week, though. They will be through. They'll be safe. A game to spare, which is always nice. Or 2 games to spare, should I say. Another change, and they've went down to the bottom floor again to see if they can retry this and see if they can make some changes to try and win it out.
5 seconds to go. Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers bomb diffuser.
Opening pick this time goes to UK, though, to find Solo, and that's a push that's coming through in towards the server side. Honor, though, is just going to try and eat some of that pressure a little bit. The drones are coming in towards the blue stairs area, though, but there's one at the top of the staircase, and the red ping surely has came out. Surely they know that they're at the top of the staircase, so pistol in hand, though, has actually forfeited the blue staircase in that engagement. 4-2 comes out now, as Larry is able to find Winner at the end of that staircase, and the C4 does come out, though, lands a little bit of damage on the Konski, but is not able to get anything that is too fruitful. No, Trunks will go out for the swing, on a triple kill on the round for Larry. He's going to be looking for the 4th and finds the C4. Fabian, though, at the end of the bullets that come in from Konski on the Monty, and it looks like Misclick are not here to play. They're looking to get this finished inside the hour. That is 5 rounds flush, and that takes them all the way up to potentially get winning every single round on their attack on Bank.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So middle floor this time. This is the only site they've not been to, so full rotation. We're going to see every single site brought out here from Quintex, and it looks as though they're going to have to try something different. They're going to have to see if they can get something on board. A couple of members not quite being able to get up to par here. A couple of donuts coming out from the side of Quintex. Not that frags necessarily always win you games. However, they certainly do help. They certainly do help get you the win.
10 seconds left.
But they've just not been able to find the groove. Team Misclick just have been proven way too strong for them every single round. Way too much of an influx of players coming in from each point, and too many angles to cover, too many people coming in at the same time for them to deal with, and it's worked every single time for Team Misclick. They had a couple of attacks that were slow and controlled, and since then it's just been pretty much send it in every single time. And this is actually the first time since round 1 that we're not going to see a shield operator from Misclick. They're going to change things up instead, bring someone different, and they're all just going to go and take guns this time. Now, Solo spearheading the attacking towards the square area now. The drones will be coming in to get this information. Well, there is one inside of the janitor that does a quick peek out, though. Doesn't quite land the shots onto the Capcan that's inside the janitor, though. C4 goes out, though, but won't land and take any shots, though. And eventually, they will be dealt with inside the janitor. That's at least the top floor room cleared. And Solo is the one to find that shot and that kill onto UK. Capcan is dealt with, but all of those traps will still plague the attackers of Misclick, though. Winner, though, is he aware of the fact that hatch is open? Yes, he is. He's just waiting for someone to peek around there, and I don't think that anyone's going to be aware of the fact that Winner is down there. But look at the shot, though. It's actually return fire from Larry that finds the kill onto Winner, who's not able to land any of the shots, and it looks as though we are well on their way for what could be a 6-round sweep from Misclick on their attack. No, the rotate comes round, though, from Trunks, who's heading up that staircase towards the square area, and surely there's a drone to find information. And look, and that's exactly what happens. The double kill for Solo, who knew exactly where that player was coming from. Konskielo's going to find another one onto Fago, though, just as he found one onto Iz. And now it's a 1 versus 4 situation, though, but he's found from the wallbang from Solo. And I think there was like, must have been a yellow ping or something that came out. But yeah, look at that, come through the wall. Solo finds a triple kill, and it looks as though this is not looking great for the side of Quintex. The thing about Team Misclick is they have so many players that can frag out time and time again. We've seen Iz, who's been having a wonderful game this one, but they've been having a wonderful tournament throughout the entire time. I think, unfortunately, they're going to be pipped for MVP this week, though. I think Solo is going to be the one that takes it if they continue the performance into the next round. And it's, of course, the first defensive round that we'll see from Team Misclick. So things could change. It is an attacker-sided map. We've just seen 6 rounds in a row. So if Team Misclick can do it, Quintex will be hoping that they can do it as well. They just need to get 6 rounds in a row, which is a lot. It's very much easier said than done against Team Misclick. But
10 seconds remaining.
Iz will be hoping they can get a couple more kills and get themselves that MVP, because if they are able to do it, they'll be the first player in this competition to get 4 MVPs on their name. And that is pretty much every single game. So if they're able to do that, then that's what would happen. But just now, it looks like Solo's going to be the one to pip it at the moment. Quite a spread out here at defense, though, from Team Misclick, though, as Islo looks to get aggressive, sees the repel there, doesn't quite land the shots onto the head of the repeller of Trunks, so it does take quite a bit of damage himself, though, and it opts to hit the deck and make sure that they are safe for this time being. Trunks will still want to try and get a kill, still hunting for the player inside the stock, though, not aware of the fact that that Iz is actually down now. Actually, I think Winner is able to get that down onto Iz, so Iz will not be able to get himself the MVP, at least in this round. The nade does eventually find its mark, and Iz is dealt with inside of stock. Now, controls established, at least on the top floor at this time being, but Solo going for the rotate round and looking to get himself into a star player position. Exactly does that. Finds Winner now and looking for another one. Finds one on the top, but it doesn't quite land the shot, so it's Fago to get the instant refrag onto Solo, and now it's a 4 versus 3 situation. This is the first time throughout the whole map that we've seen at least somewhat of a man count advantage in the favour of Quintex. Konski moving up the staircase, so playing on the smoke operator, opts to drop that smoke babe in just to make sure that they know that there's a smoke on that main stairs. But look at the rotate coming round from going up that banana staircase. Yuki's not aware of it. Trunks, though, looks as though they're sweeping through the CO area, and it looks as though the pings came out. They're both facing the same way, and I think they know that Konski's here and the jig is up, and he's had to go back to site and move towards getting to a safer area on the map. Fabiano comes in to join the party towards the top of that square area, and UK still doing the drone work downstairs, though, trying to find a player, but the missed drone inside of Printer, and it looks as though they don't have that information on the fact that Larry is hiding downstairs in that area behind the Printer. So the drop comes through from UK, and Larry, though, is going to be an absolutely key player here for this round and could actually win it out. The red ping comes onto Diana, so they have the information, but look at the patience and the trigger discipline from Larry as he just waits inside the Printer room. Now with the move move is starting to get made as the Ayana has moved up towards the hatch. Fago has came to join the party now, and Larry still completely unawares of where these players are. Is going to get himself the double, goes massive inside of open area. He's able to find UK and Trunks, and uses one on the hatch, and it's the Finker that's upstairs. No, it's not, it's the Gridlock actually. It's Fabian though that's on that hatch, and Pizza finds another one onto Fago, and this looks like it could be all over for Quintex, who looked as though they had a foothold in the round and a foothold back into the match, but Larry said no, found himself in a beautiful position inside of that printer area and gets himself the massive double to bring this round well back into the control of Misclick. Fabian drops down towards that square area, and now the call comes out, and look at Larry activated now. The yellow pin coming through the wall, but doesn't opt to go for the shot though. Does see the player inside of Archives and shuts it down. 3 kills on the round for Larry, and that will be it for tonight. Team Misclick take a very quick 7-0, and all of the points for this evening go towards them, and they very much set themselves apart from the rest of the pack on 12 points within this group stage. And unfortunately for Ez, he's not going to quite get the MVP this time. That is instead going to go towards Solo, who's on 11 kills and 2 deaths. Just the spearhead of all of those attacks. They take 6 rounds flush on their attack, and they take that round to finish out on the defense. And that is it. All done. Easy as that. Less than, I think that's probably the quickest game we've played. That's the quickest game I think I've casted. That's what, half an hour? Less than that before, yeah, round about that. Very quick evening anyway. Of course, there was supposed to be a game played earlier, but it will be rescheduled. That will be Stark versus Royal. That is for the that's in the bottom half of the group, so that will actually decide who starts to push up towards that top 4 area. Now, Team Glasgow move up to 12 points. E-Wave on 9 points. Eagle Empire on 9 points. Entropy on 7 points, and Quintex will remain on 4 points. Now, that leaves us with a couple of games left, and that also means that Team Misclick have at least opened up a little bit of a gap now, because all the other teams are on the same. They're all on 9 points, but Team Misclick are now the only team to win all 4 games, and they just keep continuing on storming through this group. But that is everything for this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8 PM Central Eastern Time, or 7 PM Greenwich Mean Time, and it'll be a Hot Nix that will be hosting that one. And I think we've got a couple of games tomorrow. I think that's what's happening. I think that's when the game that was being rescheduled, Stark versus Royal, is going to be getting played, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's going to be it from tonight. A nice, quick, simple game, easy as you like, and that is everything done. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next one.